Um, okay, so, last session, your group, in the middle of the night, for fear of Vallaki becoming under siege not only by the horde of undead controlled by Orthos, but also the giant shadow dragon, Glaciac. Having drawn his attention to your location, you began fighting with him and Meridian, and quickly discovered that Meridian was using some kind of magic from the Shadowfell to control Glaciac. And having defeated him and destroyed this connection between the two, Glaciax was freed. He then gave a very brief explanation of how he had been taken control of, kind of, and had no interest in staying in Barovia whatsoever.
I feel like he's kind of a dick about it too.
He was a little bit aggressive. He was a little bit aggressive, but he was a very, very strong shadow dragon, and it seemed like he was less interested in this fight out of concern of getting away than he was concern of your group. And so, cautiously, your group and him parted ways. And you found a bit of respite for the night after gathering the horses back up. You traveled off towards the Vistani encampment the next morning, and on your travel came across a group of undead marching down the road in a loose formation. And after a brief encounter with them, they had raised an alarm that seemed to echo off the hills, and also was replied to. Before you set off that morning, I forgot to mention, you traveled into the Tome of Strahd and completed another chapter learning about a time in Strahd's history when an assassin within his own ranks had attempted to murder him, and also of a time when he discovered of his own mother's murder, or not murder, but death due to an illness. Sorry, the murder.
He was murdered by bacteria. Murder.
The murder of natural causes. And then you set off. But that is what happened last session, and as you are here on this Valich Road, after your encounter with this formation of undead creatures, the sounds of what seem like more of these potential patrols responding across the hillside, both in the direction from which you came at first, but also down the road further ahead. You start to hear these war horns.
Can I fly up real quick, just take a look around?
Okay, fly up, give me a perception check, Hardcam. Okay, 28. Looking out, it seems like it is likely that these formations are a little bit too far to be within eyesight. However, listening from the sound and trying to judge from the echoes that travel over the mountain pass here, You feel like there are several different groups scattered out further down the road, maybe a few miles. But it seems like there are definitely quite a few of them in either direction.
Well, I think it's time to go.
Yep.
Get on my horse.
Okay. As you all go ahead.
There should be a shortcut road somewhere close by that leads to the camp, so we don't have to travel the long way around.
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Which shortcut road are you talking about?
If you look on the map, it's the dotted line,
Well,
and not
you
the,
guys
not the
aren't-
big.
You guys aren't quite there yet.
Oh yeah.
No, you said we'd
It's
cross the
middle.
bridge, didn't you?
No, you haven't crossed the bridge yet. You're about halfway to the bridge from that fort.
Okay.
Reverb in God's voice.
Yeah, because she was held down.
Yeah, it's just like you said that we crossed the Tesla Falls, so I thought we just crossed the bridge.
While we're writing, could I just ask what happened to Ivy? I don't know if we discussed that or not already, but I feel like I still want to know.
She's in
We
a
te-
good place. Very good
oh my
place.
god. We teleported out of the bar. In danger. Had to leave her behind.
Leave her
Behind.
behind where?
Kresk.
It's like I already knew that.
Weird.
No, I think I was trying to say that you guys could see the falls from where you were. I wasn't, and the bridge, but you had not quite crossed it yet. I didn't mean to confuse anyone if I had. But you
I would
still
like
do
to.
That's
have
fine.
quite a bit of travel. I would say Harkam with that perception check. If you guys ride at the current pace you've been going, you might be able to make it to the bridge by dark. With that being said, as you all travel off towards the Vistani encampment, do you want to keep the double speed pace, knowing that there are patrols ahead that you could encounter? Or do you want to attempt a quieter approach?
Maybe we should skip the camp and go through the woods.
Wasn't there like a very important reason why we're going to the Vistani camp?
That's gonna take a long
Uh,
time. We should just ride
It's
hard.
been a long-
I don't think they can catch up.
I vote ride hard.
I think they're
I
mustard.
mean, catch up. They're ahead of us. We riding into them.
Yeah, and then we kill them and we keep going.
Or just ride straight through them.
Or kill them and keep going.
Really have murder on the brain, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. The Raven Queen demands that I destroy all abominational undead.
You'll be here all day.
I mean,
Well, I don't know if it would be. Well, it would probably be slower through the forest, but it would probably be safer.
We'll go into the camp. We could see what they might have to help Vortex out.
if it took in the teleport spell and made this real easy.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully we don't endanger the Vistani.
Don't think anyone lives in Barovia thinking they're not already endangered.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Settle then, double time.
Yeah.
Yeah! And I'll ride forward.
Yeah. Rah!
So, I saw it in a play once.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm muted. Get that. Wow, crazy. As you all take off at a fast pace, Vortak brushing his horse to make up for his past sins.
Suddenly, I feel like a much better person.
Um,
We're going to Kresk, right?
what?
I gotta get my horse back.
We are going to do a skill challenge. I know everyone's excited to hear those
Hell
words.
yeah, let's do it.
Get murdered.
GPK.
As we move
I don't have
forward,
any abilities
you
that can
will
help with this.
encounter multiple groups of undead creatures, and while I'm not going to label each of these for you individually, you're going to tell me what kind of skills you're going to use to help the group, or just yourself, progress and make it to the Vistani camp before it gets dark. So
Can
I
I
need
go
everyone
first?
to roll for initiative.
Oh,
Oh.
that was gonna be a
such-
1.
I have such a good idea. Oh shit, I thought that was gonna be a 2. I have such a good idea. Wait, no. Mine is the 7. Ah,
Choo-choo.
the delay in rolling.
Oh wait, it's a 1. It's a 1. That's not a choo-choo.
Oh no, yeah.
Well, we
Oh,
won't
you gotta
know
put it-
because they are private.
What? Yeah, we can't see them.
Oh,
We're rolling
really?
secrets.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Mr. Lane, Mrs. Lane, whatever the fuck gender you are.
Ra, you were up first as you are moving forward down this path. Arrows, you can hear them firing out from the woods as skeletal archers lie in wait to ambush your group. Just in general, as you're traveling along, what kind of skills, though, would you like to try to use to help your group?
I don't know if it's gonna help my group, but I know it's gonna help me. But I use my acrobatics to switch,
Okay.
or you know what? I'll yell to everyone, "Go side saddle," and I'll use my acrobatics to hold on side saddle while I'm galloping
Okay.
past.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check as you show them how to ride side saddle.
Oh.
20
We all saw
is
it. We all saw
a
it.
fantastic example of how to ride side saddle, narrowly avoiding arrows, and everyone quickly following suit manages to avoid arrows as well. And you guys continue forward. That is a success.
They don't
Harkem.
aim for us. They respect the horses.
Can I use my sleight of hand to quickly draw arrows to fire at any skeletons or zombies that are in the road?
Skeletons off from the trees, yes.
Sure.
Lane gets
Give me a
feedback.
sleight of hand check. A 27 is also a success. Harkem gathers a whole slew of arrows that were aimed at him and quickly fires them back in a volley, lighting up the skeletal archers with bursts of air that shot forth from his bow, direct his arrows along their path. Why are there 2 lanes? Does anyone else see 2
That
lanes?
rolled west.
It's a two lane street.
Oh my god. Lane.
I have to stumble over my words.
Lane, as you are up and you all continue past the skeletal archers, a horde of zombies sits waiting, clawing out towards your group as you pass through. What kind of skill would you like to use to try and assist your group in just traversing the path
Can I?
or making it through this obstacle?
Can I use a spell?
You can use a spell with a skill to reduce the DC.
I swear to God, if you use the Arcana, I will fucking murder you.
You can use a skill that someone else has used, but you cannot use the same skill yourself twice or more than once.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's fine.
So yeah.
Okay.
Sleight of hand to save others. From
So if
evil.
there are they okay, so there's like small undead around. Can I just use my channel divinity to turn undead or destroy undead if they're small enough? Using my religion.
Sure. Give me a religion check, and use one of your charges of channel divinity.
That's bad.
Somehow you made them stronger.
I'm going to say, with a channel divinity, a twice per day use thing, you reduce the DC enough to succeed with an 11.
Hell yeah.
Lucky.
You
But don't be
do
happy.
manage to get a success. I feel like that is a fair exchange. Nakari, you are up. What skill would you like to use to assist your group in moving forward as zombies start to flee from the road, and you can see up ahead a group of what appears to be large bats flying down through the trees.
Oh no.
She muted? Oh.
No, I was trying to think. Is there, like... Can I use, like, nature or something, to kind of... Since they're flying through the trees, maybe I can, like, point out a spot for Arkham to shoot with an arrow to kind of cause snow from the trees to take out larger groups.
For
They are
nature?
wind arrows.
Or nature or like, perception. Whichever one would work better.
I think perception would work for that. Pointing out a location of something that looks like it might be weak to try and slow or prevent the enemy. Sure, give me a perception check.
I changed my arrows to bludgeoning damage for this.
Okay.
Another one.
Your arrow flies true as she points at a branch that's overhanging the road. You catch it right in the nook of the branch. It cracks large shower of snow, and the branch itself falls down on the bats as they try to swoop in at your group, and you continue forth. Vortak, it is now your turn as you continue forward and now see these shadows from the trees seem to stretch out towards the road like grasping claws. Raising up from the ground, they start to transform into shades. What would you like to do to help your group?
And I use Arcana and my ability to control the weather to, like, shroud us in a mist that can't be penetrated so they don't see us.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
With advantage? Because it was well described.
I think it was very well described. But you'll just get a natural 20 instead and succeed. How about that?
Wow. Fine.
Fine.
As these shades start to rise up in the road in front of you, Vortak calls all of you to gather close in the road, and as you do, a swirl of snow transforms into a thick fog that surrounds all of you as you travel through, and you see these shades stretch out their hands trying to claw at you or grab at you in some way, but seem completely incapable of finding you through this mist, and you make your way further ahead.
That counts 2 successes.
That is enough successes. We're done with the skill challenge already.
Yay! See,
we're
look at
done.
us, not a single fail.
We
I
made
was
it there.
I was
No
concerned.
fails.
I was
Let's go fight
concerned
Strahd.
that we were gonna win before I even had a turn. I was like, if it's only 4 successes.
No, it's 5. I have it successes and failures equal to number of players.
Oh,
That way, it's
everyone gets a turn.
everyone at least gets a turn. And as night is just about to fall, you all make it to the bridge overlooking the Sayre Falls. On the other side of the bridge, about a quarter of a mile as it starts to go downhill, you can see a very steep decline, very old looking narrow path that goes down the hill, and then another one that goes off further south. Nakari points out this as the shortcut path to the Vistani Camp that is marked on the map.
Double time through the path. Just kidding.
I drift my horse through the turn.
Okay. If you do, I will say, with your fairly high passive perceptions for the most part, you can tell this path is going to be a little tricky to navigate with the horses. If you're going to attempt to take them down it, I'm going to need believe it's, I'm going to say an athletics check. I'm going to need an athletics check from your horse.
Oh, from the
Horse.
The horse has a plus. It has a +4. The horse has a +4
Damn,
to
that's
athletics.
Be my horse.
So, roll a d20, add 4.
Yeah, my horse is strong as
Oh,
fuck.
hell yeah.
Jesus. Well,
And I
somebody's
will-
horse is not good.
I
Oh,
will
that 22
roll
is
one.
me, by the way.
I'll roll 1 for this other.
Oh, that horse
Oh, no.
sucked.
That horse sucked. The DC is 15. Anyone
Oh.
whose horse rolled below a 15 has sprained their ankle and suffers a point of exhaustion.
Oh no, you gotta
Um,
shoot it now.
On top of the point of
How is
exhaustion,
that was a 15.
I think my horse is gonna become glue.
on
My
top of the
goodness.
point of exhaustion that all of your horses receive from the very hard day's ride. So
My dice was a 15.
Vortak, Ra, and Harkem, your horses, have all sprained their ankles on top of it going down this hill, and have 2 points of exhaustion. Everyone else's horse has 1 point of exhaustion. I rolled 1 for a horse. Did he roll well?
That's
No,
fine.
he
You
did
got,
not.
like,
He also is exhausted.
Seeing as though my
Fine.
horse is injured, I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna tie
Oh,
some
man.
rope.
What do you mean let it go?
I'm gonna let it free, and then I'm gonna tie a
We're
rope around
still
myself.
riding them.
I know. Here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna tie a rope around myself. I'm gonna ride up to Lane, have Lane tie the rope around herself, and then I'm gonna cast levitate on myself, and I'm gonna let her drag me through the air.
This is not. I'm not doing that.
Somebody
Sorry,
saw that
went to-
Reddit post.
Then I do it in a Safari. What? There was a Reddit post.
Sounds like
We can, when we get to camp, we can let the horses rest.
Mine is injured.
It'll be
Yeah, they have like
Say
4
it-
more points of
it-
exhaustion before they die. They're fine.
they're horses.
it happens as you're going down the hill. You can see the camp as it is getting dark, and you can see the lights of the camp not far off. Just so everyone knows, like, what's ahead of them.
He just really wants to levitate.
You can
I cast levitate on my horse.
Okay.
That horse is freaking out.
Give me an animal handling check. It is freaking the hell out. This horse is kind of confused, kind of scared. It's a little hurt. It's very tired. It kind of loses its mind a little bit when it starts lifting up into the air.
Okay with this. Right.
Well, they're probably too heavy to levitate to begin with.
They are too heavy. I can only do 500 pounds. I don't know how much a horse weighs.
Look at that.
I think a lot more.
Oh,
than
it
that.
definitely weighs more than 500 pounds.
Well, you know, I just make it a little bit lighter so it's not so hurtful on its ankle.
That's not how levitate works. But I already said it levitated, so it lifted up a little bit anyway. I don't care.
If we can choose parts of the animal for spells, I have a whole new use for enlarge.
Oh my
Whoa,
god.
what are you doing with your horse?
Wait, not the horse. Oh my god. Wait a minute.
That horse's dick is so big, now it's even bigger.
Oh no.
DM,
Anyways, we make it to
does
the
my-
camp, right?
Does my horse run faster with 5
Anyway,
legs?
so you get you. Oh wait, you're approaching from the other direction.
Yeah, we are.
What?
Oh my gosh.
This conversation is, anyways.
Kevin started it.
See, look, there's new horses. We can just trade them in. Get the new model.
Okay.
And I wonder if Madame Eva still lives here. We can get our fortunes told.
Is your fish
as
lady
you-
still here?
As you come down the narrow path and arrive at the Vistani Camp, you hear a place alive with music and conversation around a crackling fire. A stark contrast to the majority of what you've seen so far in Barovia. Very dismal, dark, and overall sad place to be in for most of its occupants. The Vistani seem to be having quite a joyous celebration almost as you begin to approach. Oh, where's the guard? He's not there. Hold on. As you arrive at the base of the hill just near the camp, you see one of these individuals in very bright and colorful clothing and quite a large amount of jewelry, bright golden rings with heavy jewels set in them shine across his fingers as he holds a torch in the air. Hail, travelers! What brings you here at this hour of night?
What does bring us here?
About the face of the party. Anybody from her?
Would I know any
I've
of their
heard-
names?
You would remember the names of the ones that you'd met before while you were here.
No, I'm saying since I guarded some of the caravans.
Oh, the Vistani that you had guarded caravans from were typically the caravans from the other camp of Vistani from the south of Vallaki. They're not so inviting to people in their camp, and they don't seem to be they're connected, but they're not exactly the same camp. You know.
I will just ride to the front and say that we're just here looking for respite from the weather.
I'm not the face of the party. Proceeds to be the face of the party.
I realized I have really high charisma.
You're a sorcerer.
I was about to say I was a warlock for a little while, but never mind. Still stands.
Oh, we can offer you a warm place by the fire for the night. It's a pretty cold winter this year, so we don't mind sharing a little bit of what we got, but hope you're ready to tell some stories, because you gotta pay with something, right? And he flashes a grin at all of you.
Oh, do we have some stories?
There may be some undead on our tail, wandering in.
That is not the story we want to tell when we're looking for a place to sleep.
Just want to make sure they're safe, that this place is safe.
We have scouts out in the trees. We don't have too much problems with undead around here. Safe by the Sare Pool, you know, and of course Madame Eva, she protects us all.
Is Madame Eva here?
Madame Eva's always here. Looking to get your fortune read.
Is she the other one?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen her. I'd like to see her.
Been a long time.
Of course she is. That makes so much more sense.
I'm sure she'd be glad to see you. Just, pop by her tent.
I would like to pop by her tent.
I'll pop by her tent as well.
As we get the horses kind of like set up, can I try to help heal some of the ones that got injured? I'll use my layer hands on them.
Okay. Is it her exhaustion?
No, the ones that like got hurt.
They just suffered exhaustion. They didn't take any, like, actual health damage.
Okay, just making sure their ankles aren't like permanently messed up.
Good news, guys. If you
Yeah,
sprain
they
your
seem-
ankle, it's just a sleep it
It's
off.
just a point of exhaustion. Just sleep it off. Well, I mean, technically, like, all of it, you just sleep off. Big gash
Yeah,
across your chest. You got 1 hit point left. To just take a nap, and I'll see you guys in 8 hours, and we're all good, right?
The arm is barely hanging in there.
A little healing fairy comes by.
The tattoo artist I told you about's here somewhere too. Or at least he should be.
Ooh, let's go there actually. I want to do spells.
We have gems. We have a lot of gems, right?
We have a lot of gold.
I do have a lot of gems. Do we need gems?
Yeah, it
we should go talk.
depending on
know
the
we need
type
gems?
of tattoo,
Not
it might
trying
take
to-
some gem dust.
I'm not trying to say one of you owes me some tattoos, but Lane owes me some tattoos.
Lane is poor. Talk to the bird. He has all the money.
Okay, so where's everyone going then?
Tattoos.
I was heading towards Madame Eva's until Nakari said tattoos, and then I veered off quickly to the tattoos.
I did the exact same.
Okay, Ra, are you going with Harkamp?
Oh yeah.
Come,
Go.
brother.
Lane,
We'll get matching tattoos.
Where are you going?
I
Is
will
tattoo
go.
under the feathers, over the feathers? How
Yeah,
does that work?
I don't know if I don't know if that works.
I'll go talk to Madame Eva, but I also want to look out for a armor. If they have an armor, somebody that can recolor my armor so I don't look like a minion of Strahd.
Throw
You
some
do.
coals.
There is there's a wagon that is set off to the side of the circle, or it's encircled with the other ones. But you see off to the side of it is a a forge and an anvil. It looks like probably a blacksmith wagon. There's a individual sitting next to it. Kind of tall, burly-looking Vistani individual.
This guy here.
Okay.
Yeah, go talk to him and see if I can get my armor painted.
Okay. And Nakari is going to go off towards Madame Eva. So I'm going to go like Lane, Nakari, then the other three. We'll go like that. Lane, as you approach the individual by the forge, he's sitting there. You see him eating what looks to be a bit of jerky, kind of talking absent-mindedly with one of the other people in the nearby circle as you approach, and he goes, "Oh, haven't been blessed by one of Strahd's very own in quite some time."
Oh, yeah. About that.
From the looks of your armor, you got your ass beat quite handedly there.
Yeah, actually, I did not, but Strahd's minion did. I'm actually looking to get this painted so that I don't look like one of Strahd's henchmen, whatever they are.
So he kind of raises an eyebrow. Oh, that's quite a feat. Bold of you too, to be just trouncing around in it. I like your style.
The boldest.
But we can probably try to maybe change the design of it a little bit, or what are you looking to do here?
Maybe hammer out some of these like spikes and put some ravens on it, something like that. I don't know if you can flatten it out and then repunch it. How much would something like that cost, and how long would it take? I definitely in a hurry.
I could, for maybe. That's a bit of craftsmanship there. I'd probably need it for at least a couple days. At least a couple days. If you can wait here, we've got plenty to do around here, and a lot of entertainment. He points over towards some of the people dancing and playing music off and to the side. Plenty of food, and he points over to some people who are by the tent, getting food and coming out to eat it. You're more than welcome to stay here while we get it done.
Oh, I don't know if I have a couple days, but how about we start with the painting and then and then you can do all the other stuff. I don't want the colors to look so awful.
If we paint it and then
then the paint's gonna come.
Yeah, see, it's gonna lead to a whole issue there.
I'm not much of a blacksmith.
Have to charge you twice for the paint.
All right, I'll start taking this off. How much is it gonna cost?
I could do it for probably about 400 gold pieces.
400
I can get
gold
this
pieces.
Get
Start
this
putting the
looking
armor
with
back on.
looking
Yeah,
exactly how you'd like it.
How about I tell you the entire story of how I came to be in possession of this armor? This is Meridian's armor, by the way. I will lead with that.
The Meridian.
The Meridian. It is the
Got
Meridian's
embarrassed by the Mistborn?
You see him, see him reach out and kind of touch the armor a little suspiciously, and then he does some kind of gesture in front of him that you're not exactly sure what it is, but you can tell it's some kind of suspicious sign of warding. Okay.
Rod's like, how nice of you to carry something with you that I can scry on.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
It doesn't require a save.
Oh no, I'm not good at this. With advantage is control?
Yeah, shift.
Oh fuck. Well, this is
It doesn't matter.
Double 13. I can drop it down to 350 for a story, but it better be a good
Damn.
story.
It's the best story. I'll have to talk to the bird. I'll start taking the armor off, and I'll leave it with him. No, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough to pay for it, but we'll see. Figure that out later.
Ask,
Yeah, a
ask him
couple
for free.
days. Come back and it'll be done.
You're never gonna have
Okay,
time
I might need to
that
pick it up
armor.
before that. But we'll see. We'll see how much you get done, and I'll just pick it up whenever I need it.
You're never gonna see that armor again.
Yeah, I know, right? Fuck, I just lost my +1 plate armor. God damn it. And then after that, I'll leave to the tent to Madame Eva.
Okay.
I'm sure I could just prestidigitation it to have different colors.
Nakari, as you approach the tent, at the edge of the Vistani camp, you hear that this seems to be the only quiet tent. At least it seems fairly quiet at this distance from the camp by comparison. But as you approach, you hear from inside, "Miss Skyfire, please enter."
I'll hesitate a second and go in.
Okay. Step into Madame Eva's dimly lit tent. The interior of which seems to look almost identical to the last time you had seen it. Not a thing really looks different in the tent or about Madame Eva. A fairly elderly and frail looking woman whose once black hair has now faded to a gray. She gestures to a seat nearby. "Please, sit. I was unsure if we would ever be seeing each other again."
I've spent a while not really remembering much. Now I'm not even really sure if I actually came back.
Well, you are here. Does that not prove you have come back? What have you come back for, though?
We're gonna cleanse the shrine north of here.
Seer smile softly. A righteous pursuit. Very dangerous. I hope you are aware. Are the others with you prepared? Are you?
I believe we are. Has my reading changed from when you gave it to me 5 years ago?
Do not think that your fate, your destiny, and the obstacles that lay in the way have changed. Though I did not see this, possibility of the unexpected is always present. If you would like another reading.
Yeah, I'd like to see what your cards say. Andrew just kind of gave me a dirty look.
No, I didn't. What do you mean?
Uh,
I ran over my toe with my chair.
He's like, take that back, or here's divorce papers. You can't do a fortune telling off the top of your head?
No, I can't. I have to get this
Me neither.
specific thing so I at least
Ooh.
have an idea.
Sounds like we're all gonna go in there one by one and get our fortune told.
After deciding not to. Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
I really hope.
And then he's like, before you guys go to bed, anything you want to do? I want to go back to Madame Eva's.
Oh, sorry, we're closed.
Damn.
She takes her Taroka cards out, and you see her very quickly shuffling them with her long, spindly fingers. They move through her hands deftly, as if she has performed this same thing, same shuffling millions of times. Second nature to her. The hands, or the cards, pass through her hands so easily. And she flips a card over. I see something unfortunate. A injustice to someone undeserving. She sets the executioner card off to the side. She flips over another card. Oh, where did it go? She flips over the Three of Stars, the Enchanter. And she says, I see a fear of not accomplishing goals and a inner turmoil within you. You should fear and be wary of those that might try to give you inaccurate information. Steel yourself against these that would misguide you. And she flips over one more card. The One of Stars, the Transmuter. This does not bode well. It is the coming of the unexpected, the unforeseen. It seems as if your future might not be set so rigidly in stone, as it was before. As she begins to gather the cards up, she looks towards the tent flaps and says, "Priestess of the Raven Queen, how blessed we are for you to join us." And you hear this from outside the tent lane. And before we go to that, we are going to go over to the tattoo tent where Vortak, Harkem, and Ra have approached the outside of seeing the tent that Nakari had pointed towards. You see an individual, unlike the others, who are dressed in very gaudy, bright colors. This individual has on very simplistic clothing, but his bare chest, even in this winter weather, is covered in bright, glowing tattoos.
I want to look like this guy.
That's the BBEG.
You can in
That's
Warhammer
Kratos
40k.
from
Dark Tide.
Ragnarok. The guy has resistance to everything and can cast every spell in the world.
Nice.
Hello. I was told you can make me do magic.
Yeah, if that's what you're looking for. And he kind of looks you up and down.
So much so.
Be a little tricky, but I think we can figure it out.
Why is that?
Well, you can't tattoo on the feathers.
See, I told you.
Oh, we
Yeah.
just
We have
like
to,
hair, we'll
pluck
just
a bit.
we'll trim some off and get to the skin.
But
It's no
like my
problem.
feathers. Oh. Yeah, you're right. Oh, where should I do it? Where should we
There's
do
no
it,
way to
brother?
know. He's gonna trim your feathers.
On your head.
Ooh, top of your head.
That
Back of your
is
head.
A terrible idea.
Where else are you gonna do it?
Literally anywhere else.
Your butt.
Oh! I got it. You get one in your right arm. I'll get one on my left.
Okay, that's a much better idea. I like that.
Okay, sweet.
What spell are you going to get?
Fireball.
Can he do fireball?
Can I do fireball? Or breathe fire? That would be cool.
Trying to
Ooh,
create
that would be cool.
trying to create a ball of fire from the magic in a tattoo is a little bit beyond my capabilities. Something a little bit beyond that. I put the magical tattoo rules in the journal. Everyone should be able to see them under there. You might have to type in tattoo or magical tattoo or as he starts to explain that he needs gem dust, but is capable of covering the gem dust if you have a equal amount of gold, or if you have gems, he's willing to crush those gems up into gem dust of the equivalent amount.
I do have gems. Do not see the rules.
Do you see
Oh,
on
I did
there?
not see the rules.
Hey,
I
I
remember.
don't almost
them.
take a folder you put them in.
That might be what it is.
And see the
There.
only one there.
You should
that
see a
like a-
folder for Vistani Camp now.
No. Maybe if I load.
We have to refresh.
No, it didn't save changes when I changed it.
Oh, refresh.
It should be there now. Yeah? No, it's still saying no change.
I mean, you could just give us a quick. I mean, is there a lot?
Here. Oh, I can do this.
Kinda.
Oh, okay.
The only thing we
I
don't
think it was
have
more
is
like
diamonds.
Oh, hey,
nice,
cantrips.
yeah.
I think it was more like
Holy
cantrips and
expensive.
I mean, dude, how much money do we have? I think I know we're like loaded, but how loaded?
Not that loaded. Hold on. No, we are that loaded. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, you know what?
Not that loaded, but we are that loaded.
Resistance. You know what? I think, brother, I think we should get something against some type of resistance, right?
No, I want magic. I always wanted magic.
I don't know, that
Surprise
dragon.
resistance would be the best thing in the world. Oh my god, that's expensive. We're not that loaded.
I heard a story about a werewolf who was looking for petrified wood forever.
I mean, how much?
And now he lives next to tons of it.
How, how much money
I'd
do we
like to
actually
imagine
have?
he's decked out in tattoos.
Cantrips cost half.
Oh, I mean, if we just
Vortak, as you are listening to this man describe the way that the tattooing works and how he imbues the gems with a bit of his own magic, the gem dust with a bit of his own magic, and the art that was taught to him to infuse magic into someone through their skin, you hear Zaradum's voice in your head. Have him use my egg.
Oh no. That's you the egg.
Imbue my
before
power upon your body.
Before I make a horrible mistake, you want me to have him grind the egg up? I don't want to give it to him. Have him grind it up, and you be like, "That is not what I."
It will complete our connection.
All right. Can I hand him the egg and explain? I want, the tattoos that I had before, but in this ruby red color instead of the bolt blue that was before.
As you hand it out to him, you see a little bit of the electricity that has sparked off it before kind of travel across his fingers. He draws his hand back before grabbing it, and then slowly starts to reach out towards it again. What is this gemstone? Where have you collected such a thing?
I came across it in my travels here in Barovia.
This could have unexpected results. Are you sure you want to do this?
You know, they say that only fools are positive.
No. Never heard that.
It's from a play called Ferngully. I watched it in I almost said the Emerald Dream. What's it called? What, Feywild?
Feywild? It was a play about the Feywild?
No, it was a play in the Feywild. I watched the theater.
Oh, okay.
I'm a very sneaky investigator. Anyway.
Sure.
very sure.
I will 750 gold.
I'm gonna slowly look at Harcam.
Still talking
have-
to Rob about where the tattoo would go and what it's gonna look like.
Do you think
I
it could be
require
a bird?
750 gold pieces, please.
750. Okay.
That's like half the price of anything else on this menu, sir.
I
I'm
talked to
getting
the-
off the value menu.
Ooh, I could give it to him in copper.
I mean, if you want to be here all day counting before we even start the tattoos, by all means.
I tell the piglet to give him 750 gold. I
Okay.
hold it upside down, shake it.
Does not.
750 gold,
It
please.
seems a little reluctant to let the gold go, but it does give it up without a fight. It's just a little sad to see the coins go. He begins to prepare the egg, grinding it up in the corner of the tent on his bench. Little sparks of energy streak off just a little bit from the mortar and pestle as he grinds it into a fine red powder.
After the pig coughs up the 750 gold, I will feed it the little 10 gold that I found in whatever pocket whoever jacket this gave it to me. I had 10 gold on me for some reason. I assume I found it in a pocket of this jacket.
Yeah, it was probably from Nero. Nero probably left it in the jacket. He quickly gobbles up the 10 gold, forgetting that he just gave you 750.
Very pleased. Very easy to please.
Quickly distracted. Memory of a ceramic pig. Harkem and Ra, what are you doing
Ra,
for
you're right.
tattoos?
We have been getting hit with a lot of necrotic, and it feels like everyone else doesn't mind it as much.
Tonya,
And
I mean, if we have the
cold
gold,
too, we would never feel the cold again.
Oh, yeah. I feel like.
Hey, at least keep the snow off,
nice, but I feel like the necrotic's just the way we need to go.
I think they're both very good ideas, but ever since I was a little chick, I've always wanted to do magic.
Okay, well, you can do magic. I'm sticking with the necrotic.
How many tattoos can you get before it's no longer effective?
You can only get one.
I only want one.
No.
I'm gonna get it on my.
I'm gonna say get a half sapphire or black sapphire half.
Should we get on the back of our hands?
Oh, that would be kind of badass too.
Right.
I'll do the left hand, you do the right.
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay. You two getting necrotic resistance?
No, I'm getting the spell. He's getting the
Okay, what spell are you getting?
Message.
Message?
Nice.
That's actually a really good choice for this. That's a cantrip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is half price.
Though?
It is a transmutation. So it is 750 gold pieces.
Which is emerald.
Yes, emerald.
Which I have 750. Ooh, I have 650 pieces. Oh, that's not enough. I give him half gold, half emerald.
Yeah. He was willing to take whatever you can give him in dust and the difference in gold.
I have 300 gold worth of emerald.
Don't try to give him platinum.
Okay.
He fucking hates platinum for some reason.
So another 450 gold pieces.
Okay, now
and 2,500 for necrotic resistance.
2,500. Oh my god.
Yes, the resistances are expensive, but it is half damage.
How much was you, Nero? 750? Or not Nero? What's your name?
Vortec? 750, yeah.
Oh my god.
I gave you 10 gold back. That's like half of your money gold back. Vortec doesn't do good math.
No, he doesn't.
I think intelligence was my dump stat.
That's some expensive fucking necrotic resistance. Holy shit. 3640 altogether? Holy shit.
That probably barely dents our income.
Yeah,
what
see,
do
that
you
pig
think?
was eating money for days. Don't forget I need 400 gold, 350.
Oh my, another
you haven't asked for it
400
yet.
gold?
Don't worry, you haven't asked for it yet. So
4,040 gold?
Yeah, easy.
350. It's only 350.
Now you need to make up your fucking mind.
It's okay, we'll get more. I do like how we... who said last session that we didn't know about gold, and now we know way too much.
Now he's out here with a fucking abacus.
Yeah, he's out here. That's
Hey,
what it
you
was.
have a calculator out right now, yeah.
3 feathers.
Harkem's in there, while Ra and Vortec eagerly watch this guy grinding up gems and getting their tattoos. While you were getting your tattoos, I need Constitution saving throws from the three of you. Harkem quietly counting over in the corner. This is 3, carry the 1.
He probably has disadvantage on this con save for being so
Wait,
stressed
while
out
I'm
right now.
can't say while I'm doing that.
Just while you're getting a tattoo.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, is
It's
something
just- no,
happening?
it's-
What's going on?
No, it's a
That's the
Constitution
breakdown.
saving throw for the tattoo, not a
Oh, I don't
dexterity saving
even. I
throw.
don't even hesitate.
Oh,
Ooh.
11.
Ooh.
11. I feel like I should
11.
have, because I'm still -1, right?
Yeah, but that's a dexterity save.
I'm still counting money while he's doing it.
What are you talking about?
You rolled a
Oh.
dexterity save for tattoo.
What if I tell?
He's dodging the
Vortek
tattoo.
nimbly dodges out of the way of the needle, but doesn't miss it or make it, and still gets messed up tattoo. It's just a
Hold on.
line down the back of his head.
Oh shit! I just fucking closed out my fucking Chrome browser.
Accidentally.
failure.
Oh
Control
no.
Shift T.
You rolled the natural one.
Control Shift T. I think my Dex and my Con are the same, so it wouldn't be a difference. It'd be the same.
Oh,
roll.
okay. Well, while Ra
Let me verify that before I commit to that.
While Ra struggles valiantly to stay conscious during his tattoo, he is incapable of doing it, and the pain of this arcane energy arcing off into your hand is just too much for you to handle. You pass out, Ra.
Handle.
Yeah, my Con and Dex are both. Oh no, my
Vortex-
Constitution's a +8. So let me reroll that.
Oh, +8. Well, then it's just 9 plus 8, which is 17, which is still not 18.
Haha.
Since I've been heavily tattooed before, can I get a advantage?
I'm going to say,
Yes.
you know what? I am going to give you that because your character did have like tattoos all over their body before. They're accustomed to being magically tattooed.
Nope. Never mind.
That is a 17. You do not succeed.
I fought
you
with you for
you
nothing.
struggle. You struggle and almost manage to stay awake as you're getting your whole body tattooed. You're like, I'm okay. Okay,
I
this
go
is
into a
fine.
trance.
This is fine. And then you're like, ugh, and you just pass out.
For 4 hours.
Harkem, you manage to stay awake through it, and while it does hurt, and you definitely can see how someone would pass out by it, you manage to hang in.
I've been tortured before. It's fine. This is nothing.
I
What?
just want to
What?
point out that
I
as
want to
someone who has
ask.
tattoos all over his body, I've never passed out.
Have you ever had magical energy tattooed into your body?
I've been tattooed around my nipple, and I'm pretty sure that's close enough.
That is definitely not close enough.
You've obviously never had around your nipple tattooed.
I
Next
will
time, try
say,
getting
come
tased
back.
while you're getting your nipple tattooed.
Come back when you get your taint tattooed.
Oh no! Wait, do you have your taint tattooed?
I'm
No, I'm just saying. Like, I imagine that's the.
Yeah, I imagine
the comparison.
too. Yeah.
Do you
Like
want
the
a
Lord
picture
of
in
the Rings
Discord?
symbols.
Okay, I'll send the picture
that's-
later.
That's around my
Yeah. I do want to ask though, Harkem and Rob, what do you get on your hands?
That is a good question.
Picture of our Lord.
Maybe just like a
Got a
the
picture of
crest of the
Vortex?
city of the dead.
Okay.
Let's see the picture of Lord or you know those was it like a dove? Just some
Not
bird.
getting a picture of our god. That's super creepy.
Okay, well then we'll get a picture.
Even if you're
picture.
super religious, you don't get like a portrait of your god tattooed on you. That's weird.
You know how many people have Jesus tattooed on their
I
body?
know, and
That's what
it's
I-
weird.
It's just Anu, but with a heart around him.
It shows our love for him. It says Anu's love.
Oh gosh. I don't like it. So
You know what?
get-
I'm back
you
on
get-
board.
Yeah, see?
Is that what you guys get tattooed on you?
Yeah, 100%.
No, it's got the apostrophe.
Oh shit! Sorry, forgot. Oh, thanks, Ron.
Yeah. Okay,
I think the city of the dead crest is good.
as you get your tattoos, Lane, we return back to you outside of Madame Eva's tent, and having just heard her call from inside, Priestess of the Raven Queen, please enter.
I go in the tent.
Okay. You step into a fairly dimly lit tent. You see Nikari inside. Between them, a table. Madame Eva is shuffling a deck of Taroka cards. I see you are traveling in good company. She looks over towards Nikari, and then, as she says that, and then looks over towards you, Lane. You are off to cleanse the shrine, then?
That is the goal. Shouldn't be too bad, right?
Be quite dangerous. But perhaps you are ready for the task. She looks at, you can feel her eyes fall on the amulet of the Raven Queen around your neck. And she says, you are already most of the way there.
That's true. Yeah, we've came a long way. I didn't really have any
Cool.
plans when I came in here. Just wanted to see you.
Perhaps you had come for your fortune. She sets the deck of cards down on the table and puts her hand on it. Is that something that you need right now?
I don't think so. I don't know if I really believe in those. I think the Raven Queen has things planned that not even your cards can tell.
Well, I think that she guides my cards a lot more than you might expect.
All right, let's see.
Okay, she takes the deck of cards, pulls one from the top. Oh, I lost my chat.
He's a puppet. I knew it.
Oh my god.
She flips over the marionette card. There seems to be a individual in your past that is no longer who they were. This hasn't affected you yet. I fear you won't see it coming. She sets the card off to the side, grabs another one, and flips it over. This card, she points to the Six of Stars, the Evoker, and she says, it tells of a wild and powerful force. Dangerous, if not wielded properly. Grabs one more card. This one represents your future. The mercenary. She points at the Four of Swords, and she says, as many times in the past you have drawn upon an inner reserve of strength to maintain your faith. You must continue to trust in it as you go forward. For shaking in your direction could lead to dire consequences.
I mean, practically
the
God
cards
now.
back together. Even gods can fall on hard time, Lane.
Isn't that literally what we're doing? Yeah.
What if God was one of us? Alanis Morissette is the Raven Queen, I've decided.
Well,
Lost all respect for your deity.
That's why Vortex been trying to jump off that train for a while now.
Wow.
I know, we just got a card about you.
yeah.
What?
I think 2 of them.
What? No. Vortex would never hurt you. He's been your faithful
You
companion
would just
for.
contribute to things that end up hurting you.
I mean, if you
right?
happen to,
Like every time. Yeah, he's been kind of a lead weight this whole time.
if you happen to die, I will just make sure that your essence goes to good use.
All right. Well, thank you for that, I suppose. I think we need to get some rest before we go save the Seeker. Checking my armor.
I'll just kind of look, when Lane says Seeker, I'll kind of look at Madame Eva. Does she do?
Give me an insight check. She doesn't seem to have any kind of immediate emotional reaction, but yeah, give me an insight check to see if there's anything there that you read.
She doesn't jump back
Not
and
good
clutch
at
your
first,
pearls.
but I'm gonna try.
Ooh!
Choo choo.
Um,
Choo choo. Oh no.
you see, no, not on her. She doesn't have her set up to do the train. You don't see anything cross her face, but you notice in her hands, there's a moment where the cards seem to float between her hands, completely suspended in air. Is a brief second of pause where they seem weightless in her hands, and her eyes are fixed on Lane. And she says, "Would it be good to restore the land? A noble endeavor indeed. There are dark things, haunted things that will try to stop you.
Well, that is why she sends her best. Oh, get out of the tent.
Okay.
Vortex here.
You guys don't pass out for too terribly long.
4 hours while I
Definitely
was in a
draw
trance.
on Ross' face while he's passed out.
About 5 to 10 minutes at most that you would pass out from this.
I'm assuming tattoos us one at a time, and I would
Yes.
probably assume I went last since mine's much more.
It's definitely going to take quite a bit of time for the 3 of you to all get tattoos, especially Vortek being the last one, and with the most amount of work. It only takes them about, I'd say, 30 to 45 minutes each for Ra and Harkem, and then several hours with Vortek.
Oh yeah, not waiting around for that.
I wouldn't either.
So as Vortak is getting tattooed, Ra and Harkem having gotten out, Nukari, are you doing anything else in Madame Eva's tent after Lane left?
Yeah, I was gonna catch up with him later. There's one more thing I wanted to talk to her about.
Okay. We can go ahead and do that if you wanted to.
I was eating a combo.
You have snacks? What the hell?
Combos too? I want combos.
Hiding the snacks on me.
Pizza flavored? Oh man.
No, cheddar cheese.
Oh.
I haven't had a combo since they came in an MRE.
There was some of us that took offers when we were at the Amber Temple.
She nods her head.
Like, we know there's a way to break the deal, but we never really got a clear direction on how.
Breaking a deal with such a power is not a simple task. And will be met with resistance from this force. If it cannot use the people that agreed to its deal to foster it, nurture it, feed it until it is capable of feeding itself, then it will gladly take the one person it does have its hold on. Perhaps the best way to break the deal would be to refuse the power, that which it asks you for, that which it drives you toward. But this will draw its wrath, as it will know that you are not keeping your end of the bargain, and as such it will come to claim your soul. And you will have to be ready to fight it. And however that may happen, I do not know if there is a chance to prevail. I do believe there is always possibility.
I haven't given in to the anger that it tries to, I don't know, force on me at times. I think he's angry and I get bombarded with memories. But I did find this in the Amber Temple. I'm gonna take out the copy of the ritual that I did.
He looks at it on the table. Yes, the wizards at the Amber Temple, they use magics like this in crafting that place. It could be an answer. Should they come?
Even if we don't have the amber.
I think such a thing appears to be quite important for the ritual. A place to imprison it.
Do it.
It wasn't the Amber Temple, it was the Amber Prison.
So there's nothing else that we can do to trap one of them. I don't know if we'll be able to get the amber.
Oh dear, if you were to need assistance, perhaps after you have all finished your task of cleansing the shrine, we Vistani are very resourceful people. Perhaps we could gather the necessary materials. Should you have need of such a thing.
Thank you for that.
It would be a reward for doing such a kindness to the land.
Being kind to Strahd?
If we don't happen to succeed in what we're trying to do, will you make sure that the next group of adventurers gets that?
I fear that there may not be more adventurers. The cards have shown me many things that lead me to feel that is the case. But I will hold out hope that if you are not successful, that there is another chance.
Okay. I'll leave you be. Thank you.
Okay.
No pressure or anything.
Lane, as you meet up with Ra and Harkem, what are the three of you doing while Nakari is finishing up this conversation with Madame Eva?
I whisper into the hand with the tattoo, speak into Lane's mind. I can speak into your mind now.
That's super weird. Can I say into my hand? Give me 350 gold, please.
How do you know that he's talking through his hand?
I'm right in front of him doing it.
Oh.
I mean, you are able to respond to message, so
Oh, it's like
yes.
actual message. Nice.
So
Yeah.
it does return to him.
Not sending like message to cantrip.
No. Yeah. Well, message is still big.
Oh yeah, for a rogue, hell yeah. I give him 350 gold.
I talked him down. He did want to charge me 700 for it, but I told him I'd tell him the story of how I came to be in possession of what's his name's armor.
You're going to embellish what you did, aren't you?
No, it's a good story.
I don't.
He's like, I'm gonna leave out all of you guys, but
No, it's a good story. I'll leave everybody in. Tell it exactly how it went down.
I
Great.
killed everybody.
Even the part where Ra hid behind the rock?
You should leave that part out.
he's gonna lead with that.
Well, I'll tell exactly how it was.
Oh, I mean, you could leave that part out. You don't need to tell everyone that. I mean, they probably want to know different things, right? You know, they don't.
Well, I'll just leave you out completely then. Can't lie, you know. Not a good liar.
I was the first one to, hurt the dragon. Just throwing it out there.
How did your conversation with the old lady go?
As good as it does. I'm not a big believer in whatever she's doing in there.
What is she doing?
Cards and things. Something with cards. Says it. What did she say? Something about a marionette, an evoker, and mercenary.
Oh, fortune teller. Yeah, none of that.
Yeah, fortune teller. There you go. Yeah, it's
They
usually
just tell you some vague nonsense that could literally apply to anybody.
right.
But you are the one that decides what it means for you.
Exactly. And besides, I can literally talk to gods. So like, why do I need these cards to tell me what's gonna happen? Just like just call up the Raven Queen, you know, a couple times a day.
Couple times.
I mean,
All right, I want to go over and talk to the armor and tell him the story. I want to embellish the fuck out of this story. I did everything.
Okay. If you'd like to embellish the story vividly, I'm not going to call for a deception check because he is in love with the grandiose tale of fighting Meridian and a dragon. He doesn't even seem to care if it's real or not, as he is starting work on the armor, listening to your tale.
Sweet.
then I shot laser beams out of my eyes and killed Marie.
Harkem and Ra, you see Nakari walking out from the tent. Anything the three of you would like to do, or is everyone just hanging out?
I'm showing off people my tattoo.
Nakara, do you want the
Yeah.
tattoo too?
I'm still getting tattooed.
Tattoo too.
Nice.
I think Vortex probably almost done by now. He got a weird request. We have
I
enough fun.
already have tattoos.
Oh,
I'll
Are
I'll
yours
point
on
to
your
the
cane?
blue outline under my eye.
ooh, what does that one do?
It makes me more likable, I guess.
Well, it's working. Oh, do you think Lane wants a tattoo? Guess we could ask her too. I think she's over there lying her ass off, though.
I'm sure the Vistani don't care. They love stories. They'll probably embellish it more.
If you lie, your eyeball will grow back. Gotta be careful.
You
How
can
was your
hear
conversation with
the
Lily?
blacksmith shouting from across the camp. You swung the dragon around by its tail? You're so strong. You see Lane like literally lifting up half of his wagon because she's so strong to prove how strong she is.
That blacksmith's wagon has to be heavy too.
It is, but like you're impossibly strong. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
So how did your
Would you guys like
conversation
to
with the old
meet?
lady go?
Decent, like it's pretty matter of fact. Would you like to meet her?
I mean, I guess we might as well, right, Ra? See what this nonsense is all about.
Yeah.
Am I done with my
Absolutely.
tattoo yet? I want to go get a reading. You've made a deal with the devil, and now he's going to kill all of your friends.
I
I'm
mean,
oddly
that's
okay
really
with
what
this.
you're doing right now.
I'm oddly okay with this. If I don't make a character that Kevin's character hates, then what's even the point?
I just gotta walk them like up to the tent, but I'm gonna let them talk to her alone. So I'm not interrupting or anything.
Okay.
After you, brother.
In the tent we go. Here
Okay.
are fortunes.
You walk up to the tent. open up the flap and go inside. As you do, you see an elderly woman, very frail looking. This very dimly lit tent filled with random baubles and trinkets of wide variety. Very, very folksy looking aesthetic inside, and you see the table with a cloth draped over it, decorated with random stones and sorry. And she has the cards out. And she says, "Oh, visitors from the desert. How fortunate we are to have you."
How did she know that?
I think it's because we're giant birds. I think we stick out.
Oh yeah, obviously. That makes sense.
Ra's wearing a shirt that says, "I came from the desert and all I got was a stupid shirt."
I heart deserts.
Deserts are my favorite terrain.
She says, "Have you come here with interest in hearing about your fortunes?"
I mean, Ra kind of did. Yeah, I don't really believe in all that, but we just heard from our friends, they say it's...
Our friend said it was worth it, so...
Pretty cool.
She begins to shuffle the cards in her hands, and before we do the reading, that is where we're going to take a break, because it is break time. Okay, as we return back to the Vistani Camp here by the Sayre Pool in the frigid winter, Rob was about to get his fortune read by Madame Eva and her Taroka cards. She shuffles the deck and pulls off the first card. Oh, I forgot to have my my mind tuned up for the reading. Sorry. She flips over her first card, revealing the dungeon card, and she says, "This represents imprisonment, trapped in a way of thinking or state of being. And she kind of looks at you for a moment, then she flips over the next card and sets it next to it. The Eight of Stars, the Necromancer, is revealed. And she says, "Those who walk a path of destruction often find that it is all that they leave behind. She said, this card," and she flips over the last one. "This one is your future. Or it could be." And she flips over the Nine of Stars, the Conjurer. And she says, "Pride. It is the downfall of many. Often those who think themselves be too strong to be defeated find themselves coming to the most abrupt end."
Told you
Takes
pride
the
would get you killed.
cards and puts them back and begins to shuffle the deck. And what of you? Would you like to know what your future might hold?
Me?
Yes.
Sure, I don't see why not.
Continues shuffling the cards for a moment. I see a familial resemblance here. Close
I'm the better looking.
relationship.
I'm the handsome one.
Brothers, then.
From birth.
See her smile and chuckle a little bit. And she flips over one of the cards. The smile fades, and she looks down, looks serious again. She flips over the Tempter. And she says, someone important to you has been swayed. And you fear what that means. She flips over another card.
On the nose so far.
The One of Swords. The Avenger. And she says, be a righteous quest. A goal to rid evil and do right. It's very noble. And then she flips over a third card. The Eight of Coins, the Tax Collector. And she says, this one is your future. It speaks of a deep corruption, a rotten core. Is it possible that that which guides you towards good is not as you had expected?
I certainly hope not.
She takes the cards back, continues to shuffle them.
It's very vague, though.
Your Dark Lord is evil.
Future is not always clear. We can often glean from it what it means. Perhaps there was something there that you needed to hear, even if it may not seem important now.
If we're being honest, I'm not sure. But I still thank you for your time.
It was my pleasure. I do not get to travel beyond the mists as many of the other Vistani have, so to encounter such unique and interesting individuals is always a joy.
We are quite unique in this place, yes. Well, thank you. We've learned a little bit, maybe. I'll flick Ra. Don't be so prideful.
I don't know what you're talking
You're going
about.
to die again.
I mean, probably. I mean, if we're being real honest, I mean, there's a chance. What about you? Are you gonna die soon? I know, right? guess we talk about this as we walk out.
Okay. You exit from the tent. Leaving the dimly lit tent to the boisterous and almost festival-like atmosphere of the rest of the Vistani camp. Vortek, after a few hours of tattooing, they are finally complete. The bright red lines shining with energy along your skin, and you feel more connected with your magical powers in a very similar way to that of before when you had gotten your tattoos, but in other ways more naturally, it seems to come to you.
Okay. Can I make my way to Madame Eva's?
Okay.
'Cause I want my fortune told.
You make your way over to Madame Eva's tent. Sorry. As you approach the outside of Madame Eva's tent, you hear oh, sorry. I'm having heartburn or something real bad.
I thought that was Madame Eva saying sorry.
No,
Madame Eva has heartburn.
no, I
Just
just
admit it.
like
You're afraid of Sarah I can't. I don't know how to say her name.
Sorry.
Sarah Doom.
Vortek gonna read his own fortune.
you might.
You are the most powerful of all your companions. Kill them. What? Sarah, stop it. We're not killing my friends.
Yeah.
But if they happen to die on their own,
You hear enter, stranger.
stay a
I-
while and listen.
I can't seem to see you out there.
I will enter the tent and let her behold my glory.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But please don't touch me. These are very sore.
She looks at you as you enter and she says, much better. Have you come for a fortune?
Yes.
Well, what, if you don't mind me asking, are your interests here in Barovia?
They have changed. Originally, I came for a purpose. And while I'm still willing to fulfill that purpose, situations have changed. I guess mostly what I seek is freedom.
as do all those who feel shackled. And she stops shuffling the deck and sets it to the side on the table. I hope that this will give you the answers you need. Flips over the first card. She flips over the dungeon card and she says, seems that there are shackles present, whether they were placed there by someone else or they exist only in your mind is unclear, but they are real to you, and so they hold you. She flips over a second card. The 3 of Glyph, the healer. She says, there is a wound, and I fear it might only get worse if something is not done. And it may cost you someone important. She flips over another card and she says, this card will reveal what might be your future. She flips over the 7 of Swords, the hooded one. And she says, I see a mysterious presence. Once a stranger, now a shadow. It looms in your future, in wait. And she gathers the cards back up. And she says, it is in my experience that many gifts are not free. And there is always a cost. Even if it's not immediately apparent.
I understand. I am aware that what I'm involved with is not necessarily my salvation. But to be powerless in these lands was not an option.
It is a dangerous place, full of horrible creatures. I will say that This camp, however, is safe. We have nothing to fear here. And you are all welcome to stay as long as need be.
Thank you. And I would tip her, but I have no money, so I'll just slightly nod my head to her, then back out of the tent.
Okay. She gives you a wave as you exit out.
Lane's gonna die?
You join back to the rest of the group. What are you all doing for the night? What's everyone up to?
I would like to go find Lane.
Oh no, we found me.
Lane is completing her amazing and embellished tale of how she single-handedly slayed a dragon and Meridian. Maybe not quite as embellished as that, but
I'll walk up right at the end and be like, "'Tis true, I was there."
See?
well,
All true.
I thought the armor was proof enough, but here you've got someone to vouch for it. Then she grabbed him by the tail and swung him around. The dragon.
She's stronger than she looks.
Oh, I saw that. She proved it. Quite impressive. Quite impressive.
Not a single issue with this story whatsoever. 100% true.
Ra, Harkem, Nakari, are the three of you doing anything?
I don't
Time is
think
it?
so.
It is nighttime. It is.
I mean,
Give me a
18.
18. It's getting close to about 9 o'clock at night, maybe.
So we have a few more hours till bed, right?
Up to you guys. I don't tell you when bedtime is.
True. Thanks, Dad.
Say
Yeah, I'll
you're
head over
grounded.
to the blacksmith wagon and kind of like show him the dagger I'm working on and see if he asks for help or if he's too busy with the armor, just ask if I can borrow some of his tools and start working on it myself for the next few hours.
Okay. He does seem pretty busy with Lane's armor.
That's not important. You can wait a
But
bit
he
on the
does
armor.
offer his apprentice out to help you. And you can roll advantage on the check with the tools if you'd like.
Ooh.
As the apprentice
I still
tries to
don't
help
have
you.
blacksmithing tools.
Just do
What was the command for? Steven, do you remember the command for Min 10?
I think it's roll like 1d20 min 10. I think that is just a. Yeah.
Nice. Plus, what are we using? Intelligence, you said?
yes, intelligence
5.
and proficiency.
Oof, thank God for the Min 10.
Okay. 18. That's not even with. Oh, that is with advantage. No, that isn't with advantage.
Sorry, yeah. Oh, let me do that again. Let's do another one in case it's higher than 10. It is.
Okay, 20. That's pretty good. You and the blacksmith's apprentice and the ghost of a blacksmith Which
You
the
can't see the ghost, right?
blacksmith's apprentice is extremely confused why sometimes you are like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand.
I'm
Oh,
literally
no,
talking to
we
you.
should try it like this. Just talking to the air off to the side while he's like not saying anything. And then he's like, what? Were you talking to me? No, not you.
I don't tell him. No, it's the spirits of the dead. They're helping do.
You get a handle crafted for it and set up to where it'll be ready to connect. However, the blacksmith's ghost says that or suggests that you give it a little time before you try to connect the two, because he believes that there is magic in the blade, in this fang, that you would be able to enhance with a good forging. So he says probably one more time you'd be able to complete the dagger.
I'll give the blacksmith and I'll give them 5 gold for like materials and stuff.
Okay.
Kind of borrow some leather, I'm sure, and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, they
cover that.
gladly give you the materials for the gold. Nakari, Ra? Anything you're doing?
No, unfortunately. Oh, actually, I guess I should pick up more arrows. That's about the only thing. But other than that, that's really the only thing I can think of.
If you ask the blacksmith for arrows, he sells them for 20 of them for 1 gold piece.
I will. You know what? I'll ask my brother to pick him up when he's there.
Okay.
Because he's already
arrows.
there.
Stop bothering me. I'm busy.
All right. No need to yell.
Okay, how many arrows do you get?
Just, you said 50?
20 for 1 gold piece.
Let's we'll get 40.
40 sounds good, yeah.
Okay, that's 2 gold pieces.
You can always catch them too. Start saving them up that way.
I did. I caught, I think, 2.
But...
Low on arrows. Let's go play some archers.
Yeah, it can't hurt, you know. Be smart about it before I run out.
Okay, you can add 40 arrows to your ammunition. Nakari, was there anything you wanted to do?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of go like on the outskirts of the thing and see if there's any herbs or something to help make potions with, because I was going to see about making some more potions.
Okay. Give me a check with your herbalism kit. As you go around collecting some herb. There doesn't seem to be a lot around here. You do see the remnants of different spots where plants have grown here, but it seems likely that the Vistani have recognized the useful nature of these plants and picked most of the area clean. You managed to get a couple of mushrooms, though, that could be used to make a pretty basic healing potion, but it is something.
So a couple of mushrooms?
A couple of red amanita mushroom.
Amanita? Amanita healing potion.
Oh, get it?
That actually works, yeah.
That'll be about 4, so I'm gonna try to make as many potions as the 4 that I have will make.
Okay.
'Cause I had 2.
Give me 1 second. Are you just making regular potions of healing? Because you can make... If you have 4 of them all together, you can make a potion of supreme healing. But
Supreme?
it is very hard to do, to be a very high DC. You could also use half of them to make a potion of greater healing. It would not be as hard. However, it is extremely easy to make just a regular potion of healing, and you could make 4 of them. So...
I'll say about making 2 greater ones then.
Okay. Give me 2 checks with your herbalism kit. It is a DC 12 for the potion of greater healing.
Yeah.
Okay. You managed to brew up 1 potion of greater healing, and unfortunately unable to make the second. However, since it was so close, I will say you managed to keep half of the ingredients. So you do have 1 of the mushrooms left, but unable to make the greater healing potion. So you got...
Can I just turn that into a normal one then?
Yes, DC 8. Okay. Managed to make a potion, a basic healing potion. I will grab those real quick and... You should see them in your inventory now. Vortak and Lane, are you guys... Is anyone doing anything else before they go to bed?
Wanted to check in with Lane, chat with her for a bit. I never had a chance to thank her appropriately for bringing me back, and I wanted to thank her for that, and you know, just see how things have been since I was gone.
Things have been well. And of course, I mean, why would we not bring you back? They told us when we left that your soul would be trapped here if we didn't make it. So can't have that.
Well, I appreciate it. Death here is much different than any other time that I've experienced it.
Oh, how was it? Not there. What did it feel like?
Felt like you know, there wasn't the warm embrace that I'm used to.
Well, seems we're getting close to our goal here. Then we'd be back in the Shadowfell, maybe. Hopefully back on another mission after that. Don't like staying there too much.
It's not a good place.
Leaving one hell for another.
Yeah, but at least this one don't look like a corpse.
Let's see. Do I have... No. If only you could see what we look like back there. I think I look old now.
You choose to look that way. Or do you
No.
choose to look this way?
It's different. But I don't have a choice either way. I don't think.
The easiest way I can explain it is there is no life in the Shadowfell. Like, there's nothing to give our souls that, spark of life. But once we leave the Shadowfell, it's easier for our bodies to, have some sort of... I actually have no idea how it works. Just when I leave the
Why would you want to go
Shadowfell...
back then? I think I'd prefer these frozen wastes over that place.
Does your god just let you do whatever you want? Are you
He doesn't command us as much as yours does, apparently, but when he does have commands, we follow them. Other than that, we live our normal lives.
My people are sworn, are not necessarily sworn, but are born into... Not really
Slavery.
that.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it was more that we were...
Indentured servitude?
No, it's not that. We bound ourselves to the Raven
It's our
Queen.
purpose. Our purpose is to serve her. It's not...
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a
If
choice.
he wanted to.
Okay, so it might be closer to slavery than it's...
I don't think it's not slavery. It's definitely a choice. It was definitely a choice that one of our past lives made thousands and thousands of years ago, when the Raven Queen first ascended to godhood.
So once you finish your mission here, you could choose to stay if you wanted.
I don't know. Never thought about it.
Honestly, I think about it all the time. But it's not so simple.
I guess we don't have it all that bad then.
I mean, I don't know what it's like in your homeland, but things are not always greener on the other side. Or in our case, livelier.
That is the truth.
I just find it like a bunch of lists of just like really common, like nonsensical wisdom that just sounds smart but doesn't mean anything.
I share some of the wine that I have. The purple mash as we talk and eat Bryson.
Yeah, the Vistani offer you food as you are staying at their camp. They ask any of you that they see if you'd like to participate in dancing, if any of you know any music and you'd like to sing. They're very welcoming, very celebratory seeming people that welcome your group pretty eagerly.
Did I just ask Sardum to fly around the edges of the camp and just keep an eye out on anything that looks like it might be dangerous and to let me know?
Sure, give me a perception check with Zara Doom's perception. And yep. Okay.
She has the worst fucking stats. Can I sacrifice Lane to beef her up a little bit?
Possibly.
Oh, speaking of which, did I get anything for the tattoos?
Yes. We will
Discuss later. Got it.
Yes, discuss later.
We love music in Harakir, so I'll convince Rada. Play the drums as well as people are dancing. We'll do like a little Harakir tune.
Okay.
I know they're big on music there. We are big on music there.
Wait.
The two of you are very, very capable. Am I saying that word right?
Capable?
Capable?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Capable.
okay. What the heck?
Yeah,
Why is
yeah,
that?
don't-
Why is
don't-
that so confusing to me? It felt
Up
like
there,
I
you
got
struck
tripped
gold.
up on that word. Anyway, as you two are very capable of playing this song from your home that very common. You both have a decent understanding of your musical instruments and play it with no issue. The Vistani try to join in, seeming to catch up on the pace of it and beat of it fairly quickly, and it sounds really good as the two different sounds mesh together here in the dark and cold night next to this almost completely frozen pond just north of you. Is there anything anyone else is doing before you guys take a long rest for the night?
No.
Yeah, I'll dance a little bit with them and
Ready for bed.
start my trance thing.
Okay.
I'll send a few messages to the party. Just random, intrusive thoughts.
Try to shocking grasp him through my mind.
It's a pretty enjoyable night all around. A very festive atmosphere, and it does run a little late in the night before you guys all finally get laid down for your rest. But the night seems to go by uneventfully. Aside from that, no surprise attacks or looming dangers that strike out as you attempt to sleep. A very safe and welcome reprieve from how things have been. So, Ra and Harkem will wake up around dawn. But Vortak, Nakari, and Lane would wake up about 2 hours before that. Is there anything you were wanting to do in that time before they wake up? It is still dark out. It's about 2 hours before dawn. All of the celebration and partying that was happening from the night before is done. The camp is completely quiet and still. Even the only a couple people are near the campfire, tending to it throughout the night, seeming to be mostly those on watch.
I'll just continue to ask Lane and Nakari questions about what happened after I was eaten. Just to catch up, so I'm aware of everything.
Shoot on, casual.
You know, the time that I was the bait. And I will ensure them that I had no intention of sacrificing myself at that time. I just underestimated the enemy.
I'll tell him about the stuff we learned at the Amber Temple.
And there's this guy Nero, absolutely the worst.
He sounds like it. Very quick to take up Strahd's offer.
That makes two of your characters.
What?
What?
What? Huh?
Hey.
I also tell him that Lane like stabbed out her eye when we were at Crest.
I
That
was
did happen.
In front of the bartender.
I was
Hey,
wondering
Alex.
about that because he still doesn't have an eye, right?
No, Lane.
she?
Lane is still missing her eye. Like you
Yeah, I'm still
remember.
missing my eye. Yeah, I had my glass eye,
Okay,
my
so-
black glass eye, and then I got a real eye, and then I ripped it out and put my glass eye back. Might be some fresh
Well,
scars around it. I don't know. I stabbed it out
I'm
in the
glad
tag.
I didn't have a hand in that.
Because he was a hand.
Oh my gosh.
Because he tried to choke her with his hand.
No
This is that
saves.
shit.
Everyone's taking like 300 psychic damage right
Oh
now.
my god, I'm dead.
Yeah, me
Game
too.
over.
Dakari
Me
might be
too.
fine, but I'm dead.
Oh gosh. That was good. I'll give you that. That was a good joke. As the three of you sit here, filling in Vortak about what happened in his absence, Dawn finally settles on Barovia, and people start to awaken, including Ra and Harkem. And after a few minutes, the scents of breakfast start to fill the air as the cooks in the mess tent start to cook up breakfast.
As they tell me about the Amber Temper, I'm just gonna be like, it's probably a good thing I wasn't there. Seems very tempting.
Once everyone's awake, I'm gonna tell them that Madam Eva said that maybe the Vistani can help us get that amber piece from the Amber Temple.
Ooh, that's good. Saves us from lugging it around.
I honestly wasn't even sure how he's gonna go back up there and get it.
What was the?
I had a few ideas.
That wasn't the puzzle I was trying to put together, right?
That was.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Oh.
No.
What was the amber
Okay.
to be used for?
Part of a ritual to trap the dark power that's aiding Strahd and break his connection from him.
Does seem like it would be useful. I'll allow it. I mean, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll have to. I don't know if we can. We don't have a way to get back to the Ember Temple quickly, unfortunately.
I miss Nero.
If anyone can get up there and get back quickly, I believe it's the Vistani.
Someone should have stole Nero's staff. Nero couldn't cast teleport, but his staff could.
Do we have anything left after everyone got tattoos? And Lane, did you want one?
There wasn't a teleport tattoo on that list by chance, was there?
I think
No,
so, but I think it only brings you like 5 feet.
Oh.
What if we all got a level 2 tattoo of teleport, and then when we all put our powers combined, we can form Captain Teleport?
I like it. I think we should ask him about it.
Lane, you could get the tattoo if you like. They're very helpful. As long as you don't try to pass out like our friends here, Rod, Vortak. Could have seen Rod. He went
Listen,
out like a little
I haven't,
parakeet.
I didn't eat much that day. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
Do we have that much more money?
I have been dead for a significant portion of. Ooh.
Oh,
I don't have any more exhaustion.
We
Oh, you're done with exhaustion. Oh yeah, I
also,
need to
don't
roll.
you need armor?
we have
All right.
yes, we have plenty of funds, and I mean we have these gems too, depending on what you want.
I was going to see if Vortak wanted to look around the shops before we leave for the shrine. See if there's anything that he'd want to help replace the items we left at that cave.
Yeah. Also,
So you did leave them.
didn't one of our members need armor of some kind or some type of weaponry other
No,
than a
he's fine now.
crossbow? Oh, okay.
Who?
You.
Oh.
Nice armor.
I will crackle lightning in my hands and be like, I've recovered.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised you didn't say that.
My armor's to the blacksmith.
But I would like to see what if they have.
Cured.
I would like to see if they have any items that could benefit us.
Do they have
Not just-
magical item stuff?
Oh, that would be cool.
I mean, it's a carnival. They got something. Might not be magical, but it'll look shiny.
When you say carnival, I think not good items.
I mean,
I've been a part of a few. They're not great. Very devious.
From what I understand, the Vistani are very well traveled. If anyone's going to have come across items of an arcade nature, it would probably be them.
Well, I'll meet you up there. I'll take Lane to go get a tattoo. Where are you gonna get it? What are you gonna get it?
Get an all-seeing eye across.
I can't see the rules for them.
What do you want? And then you go up to a second level spell,
Well,
or get a
that's-
resistance.
That might be pushing it.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
depending on what
That's,
we can afford.
there. It should
like-
show up now.
Can't get the wish spell.
Here.
You
No,
get a
you
level 2
definitely
wish spell
can.
where you wish and things don't happen.
You can get a tattoo that you wish
Components
was a
involving
wish
cake
spell.
with candles on it.
Ooh.
I would like to cast second level wish. Okay, pull out
Ooh.
a cake, put some candles on it.
Can I get ruby dust and get another strength point? We got 1,500 gold.
We might just have the rubies for it.
Definitely not
fucking-
just the rubies for it.
I'd be fucking jacked.
I have 5 rubies worth 50 gold each.
Oh, that's
That's not quite enough.
if you multiply them, it's a perfect amount.
Ooh, I would like to cast duplicate. Gemstone.
Is there a thing that isn't there a spell that makes things look more valuable than they are?
Just a
I think
couple.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's.
Minor
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think
illusion.
it's about value. I think it's about like quantity.
It's not about how it looks. It's about like the actual
Yeah.
like
Well,
for the
the guy thinks it's worth more. So when he grinds up dust, he'll be like, "Oh shit, I must have fucked up. Let me implement some of my own dust in here."
I'll have to just make up the difference, I guess.
Hey man, when you fuck up, you fuck up.
Well, I give her the money for the strength. I give her 5
Hell
gemstones
yeah.
and oh my god, it's 1,500. So minus 250, 1,250 gold. Oh. Well, I give her 1,250 gold, and I will give her 125 platinum. A lot of gold now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, save some gold for my magic items.
Oh, what is
Sorry.
it? What is
What kind of tattoo does Lane get?
Oh, it's red. I don't know what kind of tattoo I would get.
Well, you can get matching
Red.
tattoos like Vortex.
Oh no, definitely not that.
Oh.
You
Guess
you
our-
should get
guess
it.
our-
You should get
guess
a
our
you should get
connection
a
is- is-
forearm flexing on your eyelid.
Ooh,
On the
what
wa-
is
the-
the?
The eye that doesn't have an eye.
No. Lane's super basic. Should get some Raven Queen shit on there. So probably like the
Lane
little
is
Raven
basic.
Queen
Like
symbol.
Raven.
She just gets permanent makeup put on.
Like tramp stamp Raven.
You get a tramp stamp raven.
Really?
Tramp stamp Raven Queen symbol.
That's where you go.
No, I'd get it on my neck, on the back of my neck.
Those are the words
I
that
don't know if that's better.
Those are the
It
words that
says chosen
Andrew
one.
hopes to never hear ever again is Raven and tramp stamp in the same sentence.
Oh my gosh! Why
Oh
would
my
you say
God.
that? I don't want to.
Why would I Why would I bring that voodoo on you? Because I'm a horrible person.
Oh.
You're just checking off the box. You really don't like your characters, do you?
She's still my favorite.
You're
More
angering
than
our
being
god.
children.
How dare you?
Anyways,
So, Lane, as you get the symbol of the Raven Queen tattooed on the back of your neck, give me a Constitution saving throw.
pass out. I'm
Ooh.
waiting for.
Pass
oh,
out.
pass
Yeah,
out.
my con save is like it's probably impossible for me to pass out.
Hope you're gonna pass out.
Come on, natural one, natural one, natural one.
Even if I roll a natural one,
Yes!
it's still like
She
20.
passes out.
Lane, you
That's
pass
not an
out.
18.
Oh my god.
You struggle against it, thinking this hurts, but it's not as bad as it could be. I've been through worse pain. I felt worse when I ripped my own eye out, but then the arcane energy streaks through your body, and you realize this is intense, blinding, and uncomparable, and you pass out.
Having
But the
had
rest
that
of your
portion of my
but you
body
are
tattooed-
still for the rest of your tattoo, which is a reward for the tattoo artist.
Having half of my body tattooed, it hurts significantly worse than anywhere else on my back, including the spinal cord.
Oh, I bet.
Have you got?
And I was like, why do women get tattoos here?
Oh, the lower back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
worst.
this
Oh, wait,
this
I'll
was
get it on the
this
back
was
of my
the neck. Yeah, back of the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll back
Which I'm
out of the
sure
back,
also.
Oh yeah, that also hurts because I have just a little bit of the flames flick up my neck, and it's I don't remember that one hurting so bad. All I know is all my tattoos is near my armpit, around my nipple, on my sternum, and my lower back has hurt the worst.
Vortac.
That's me.
For your tattoo, Lane, you can add +1 strength to your character for your tattoo. Vortac, for your tattoo, you get a +1 to your spell attack and spell safeties.
What? How do I do that?
Oh, I should have got wisdom.
I might have to add. See, that's why I hadn't said anything, so I was trying to figure out how to do it. I might have to just add an item that gives +1 to it, but I'll have to make it. So for tonight, we'll just remember you have a +1. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at Xara Doom's fucking stats. Like, where's my spell attack? Alright, so my DC is 19. And then
19. Holy shit.
it was 21 before you guys killed me. I mean, forgot to bring my Shadowfell.
I was gonna say, how did they kill you?
We encouraged him to jump in front of the giant.
None of you
Worm.
said, no, stop, come back. We will miss you.
I think
Fairly
we're all running.
certain. We at least said that's stupid. Don't do that.
Actually, I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Arkan laughs at Lane when she wakes up.
I told, yeah.
Why did you get I love sluts tattooed on your neck?
It's an acronym for the
Oh,
Raven
no.
Queen.
Because I love slutty bitches, Vortak, you know me.
Oh my
Wait.
god.
She's got a real
Where's that
husky
fish
voice.
girl at? I got Unfinished business.
I thought we got this on our hands.
I don't think Lane knows the fish
No,
girl.
ours are
Unless-
on their hand. Hers is on her neck.
Unless when she got that necklace, she took a lot of Thames memories.
I remember a fish.
There's a soul inside of me that would like to
She was so mesmerizing.
finish what we
Oh my
started.
God. I'm strong as fuck now. +7 to my strength saves. That's insane. I don't know if it's really useful, but whatever.
How strong are you?
I mean, it's good
Really
for your
strong.
Good for your
sensory
Maybe I
sense.
check, right?
Maybe I should have got some strength tattoos. Instead of having
Yeah.
a -1, I could have had a -1.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, but then my next ASI, I could just put 1 point into strength, and suddenly I'm average. I mean, it's significantly better than a commoner, but still average. Anyway,
What's everyone doing this morning after Lane gets her tattoo? I mean, it takes her about, I don't know, 45 minutes, almost an hour to get the tattoo on her neck. Maybe, yeah, roughly around that. I don't know what you guys want to do, though, this morning.
I was go look at magic items to see if they had anything at their little vendor
yeah.
shops.
That's what.
Okay.
And then I will take Harcam seems. Yeah, I'll bring Hark. Oh, if Harcam's willing to come with me, I could use his 5 feather discount.
I don't have 5
Feathers?
fingers.
I said 5 feather discount.
I have a lot more than 5 feathers.
And we're
No,
not
that should make
stealing
stealing
from these
shit
people.
even easier.
These people are
Look.
too nice to steal from.
Oh, that discount.
I mean, I don't really want to steal something. I just assume we don't have money for it either. So.
I'm laughing at Lane passing out. I went with Lane does that do though.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was me and what? I think just Nakari.
I went
She
with
was
you.
gonna. Yeah, Ra, come with me. I will trade you in for a magic
Oh
dagger.
my
That
god! A brand new parakeet.
Have you seen this bird creature? It can run up walls, and it doesn't need to because it has wings.
Okay, as you as you approach a wagon, after asking around, if any of them might have magical items, one of them does point you in the direction of a wagon. Fairly thin, lanky, tall man.
The kobold in a trench coat. I know it.
He has a bandana wrapped around his head, a bright pink bandana, long black hair, and a curly mustache that twists up at the ends. And he says, "Magical items. I have quite a few of them.
Oh no.
What kind would you be interested in? I have a magical ring. I have this scroll, small vial of a substance. I'm not sure what it does."
Oh, taste that.
Ooh, that's exciting. He unstoppers it and he says, "Are you sure?"
I get a discount if I do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Ra, it's you, not. It's
Put it in your
chaos, not
mouth.
Scargo.
What's going on?
It's your character, not Scargo.
Oh,
I said, Ra, taste that.
I thought you said I'll taste it.
Oh, I
Oh,
also
mean,
thought you said I'll
that's a-
taste that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
said, oh, Ra, taste that.
Oh, okay.
He's immune to poison, so I just figured, it's
Oh, yeah.
dangerous.
That's right. I will taste it. Mmm, delicious. All right.
Worked out well the last time.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? I will take a tiny little sip.
A tiny little. He takes out a fairly small. I mean, it's a small vial, probably about 2 inches tall. It holds drop of liquid, and he has a small metal dropper that he pulls it off with, and he says, "If you'd like to try drop, I don't know if it's supposed to be eaten,
Oh,
but you can try."
there's only one way to find out. I'll open up my beak.
Okay.
Ross people will eat anything.
You.
I give him the bird.
No.
I own Raw now because he gave himself to me.
He puts a dab of it on the inside of your beak, and you rub your tongue against it. It is very bitter, kind of
Tastes
thick.
great. Worms. It's
It feels like it's kind of spreading around in your mouth a little bit up against the edge of your beak, and when you try to wipe it off, it feels kind of sticky. And then you feel like your tongue is stuck
Oh no!
to your beak. And then you realize that your beak is stuck together, and you cannot get it open. Your beak is shut.
I have
It's the
done
world's
glue.
most powerful glue.
I have done the impossible. I have shut Ra up.
How
Holy
does it
shit!
taste? Is it?
Features. Do I have dispel?
I'm gonna point to my beak and flap my wings a little bit.
Oh no. Does anyone have any spectral dust? Any remains of a ghost?
I look directly at my brother.
I am not
He's
there.
he's not here. It is you, me, and Nakari. I literally have nothing, 0 possessions other than these clothes.
Oh, I can make something that I think can fix this. This is sovereign glue.
Yeah, I knew
Wonderful
it.
that we could figure this out together.
You are fucked.
I know exactly how to fix this. I can make an oil that will help to break that up. And if you're interested in this wonderful product, as you see its utility and usefulness, I might be willing to give a small discount due to the nature of the discovery.
Glare.
I think we should solve the problem before we discuss anything further.
Of course, let me talk to someone at the other wagon. And he rushes off to the other wagon. It takes him about 5 minutes before he is finally back, but he does come back, and in his possession
While
he
he's
has
gone,
a
I'm
small
just gonna
pouch.
apologize to Raw. I'll be like, Raw, I have no idea what happened. I understand you're upset, but seriously, the silent treatment.
Now would be the best time for you to finally cast your spell, Ghost of Wind.
I would, but I was afraid I'd blow over the cart.
And the Vistani returns a small pouch. He opens up the small other pouch, and you see this light blue glow come from a dust within. He says, "I will just need about half an hour to quickly whip up this oil. You could watch me right here through the window of my wagon." And he moves the blinds to the side as he goes inside, opening up the window and the blinds, and you can see him start to make it.
Are any of his
Yeah.
items still visible? Like, can I still like look and see what he has? Like, does he have like a glass case or something? I'm not trying to steal anything. I just want to like still look and browse while he's working.
They are set on the windowsill has like a shelf that comes out from it, where he can still see, and you can see him. It almost creates like a service window that he seems to work from. There's a scroll. It looks kind of like a spell scroll.
I'm not a wizard.
there is a small ring with lost. I have lost the ring.
Is it the One Ring?
It's a little slippery.
No, it's the third ring.
Oh.
Hey, man. There was 9 Ring of Power. I'm pretty sure none of the 9 were to slouch at. There's probably more than 9.
There's a ring that appears to have a small purple. It's a gold band with what looks kind of like a purplish ridged gemstone with a gold inlaid upon it. And he said, that ring will protect your mind from invading thought. This scroll here can be used to hold the undead at bay for a short period of time, but quite useful nonetheless. And right here we have an amulet that can hide the individual from someone who might be searching for them.
Just one individual doesn't like offer group protection for the people with him, because unfortunately, I think my friend took something very valuable that someone could easily scry on.
I apologize. This necklace is only good for the wearer, and see him boiling the powder into a thick goo, and he looks over towards Ra. It just needs to simmer for a little bit until it's a good consistency that we can apply.
Don't be rude, Raw. Thank the man. No? Nothing? Okay. My friend is very grateful for your assistance.
I am so grateful for his assistance in discovering the utility of this item.
Well, you know the phrase, curiosity killed the bird. At least this time it just glued his mouth shut.
Arkham
I
feels
know.
an odd sense of peace at the tattoo parlor.
Brah, I promise to make this up to you.
Oh, girl.
By absorbing your powers when you die. I mean... Okay, well... Not that I have money to purchase any of these amulets either way, so... I'll just have to keep my eye out on our adventures.
Well, we might have something that we could trade for it.
I mean,
There was that large gold ball that we can't really do anything with that we found.
See his eyes widen, and he leans forward towards the window and says, large golden ball, you say? Where perhaps have you run across such an object?
I mean...
What would that information be worth? Like, what can we get for it?
Perhaps, if this is a real solid golden ball, what are we talking about? How big? How...
Large enough that we would not be able to carry it ourselves.
He looks at the three of you. You can tell he's kind of sizing you up, seeing what he thinks the three of you could lift. Sounds like it
There's
could
two
be.
more in our party too that would also not be able to carry it.
It was as
Tell him the lady that lifted the
wide
wagon.
as
I'm
I
sure he's
am
heard of it.
tall. We believe it was used as some sort of scrying tool by some hags.
He strokes his mustache, curling it up at the sides. You see he's kind of crinkles his forehead as he does this, like he's thinking. Interesting. That could be worth quite a lot. Is it solid gold, all of it made of gold?
From what I can tell, yes.
He absent-mindedly continues mixing the glass vial next to him that was boiling. You see the liquid almost started to boil over. He takes it out and he says, "Oh, it's ready." Goes over to Ra and starts to apply it around Ra's beak. After just a couple of seconds, Ra, you feel it loosen up and break as this surprisingly cold feeling liquid is rubbed around the outside of your beak.
Ooh.
Apologies again.
It's understandable.
I would say the location of such an object would be worth easily this vial of sovereign glue. And I feel like we would all agree that's quite fair.
I think something that large.
I think it's worth a little more than that. It is.
I mean,
I think
giant gold ball.
it's these items.
I think it at least gets access to your premium items.
Give me individual persuasion checks. Ra with advantage because he feels pretty sympathetic towards you.
Oh, that one was a 20.
It was like a 20 and then it just flipped over.
Oh, I have a +10 to persuasion. That's nice. Helps to be charismatic as fuck.
Hold on.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
He says, I guess that if this were true, and I would have to go, of course, and make sure before we could agree to a full payment. But I would say... And he starts doing a gesture with his hands, trying to gauge the size of the orb, like about this size, 2 feet wide. And you guys finally land on the size of it, and he says,
It's about as tall as I am. I don't remember
it's
how big
not.
this thing was.
I
I know we had to push it to roll it out of a window. I assumed it was quite large.
He says, I will trade you the ring and your choice of the amulet or the scroll.
Well. Who wants
However,
to-
you can only choose one of the items now, and you will get the other one when I have made sure that this gold ball exists.
Perhaps we could take this information to another
I think we
vendor.
could. I think it's agreeable.
I want better magic items.
Well, tough.
I do have, if you might be interested in it, a magical deck of cards. And he pulls out a small box. Small wooden box. It's about the size of a deck of playing cards. He flips it open. It's a hinged container. And he says, this deck has the power to appear to summon powerful creatures. However, they are not real. But to the untrained eye, they can be fooled.
Aw.
Just kidding, it's a deck of many. Pull a card and die. So our option is the scroll or the amulet. And what was the other one?
The ring.
Oh, the ring. And the ring protected the mind from intrusions?
Yes.
Very
I
good.
do have a low wisdom score.
And
The amulet that prevented you from being watched, the ring that prevented your mind from being invaded,
the glue that shuts your mouth.
the glue, the sovereign glue, and the deck of illusions.
Heck of
Features.
That sounds cool.
Because I know I can't be charmed, right? That's like an elf thing.
You have advantage and still be charmed.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted to read it. Oh, and magic can't put you to sleep. What do you guys think? Which ones would be the most useful to the team?
Well, you wanted the amulet for ring, right?
The glue, definitely. But,
We could try it on your brother.
well,
Wow!
I will definitely use some of it for some shenanigans.
No,
But
you won't!
you aren't here. Be gone.
We're forming a devilish pact right now.
So, I don't know, the ring does sound pretty good.
And do you know of any odd jobs that we might be able to do to make a little bit of coin while we're here? I believe our friend's commission
speak
is
for
going to be a
yourself.
while longer.
My brother. You have
Do
any-
not know of much for odd jobs around here, but
You don't have
Is
like,
there
a guy
Roger
that
here?
you don't have like a guy that does bounties for monsters.
Raja might be interested in such a thing. He does have a collection of the sort, but I myself, I have no such thing. Myself, I fully self-sufficient. He waves his hands over his wagon. And then he looks around at some of the other Vistani who are kind of eyeing him a little strangely, and he says, "But of course, part of the rest of us, of course." He kind of scoffs.
Hearing voices and sounds, and I thought someone was in my living room watching TV, and I realized it's just a game. I'm not going crazy. You're going crazy.
I do not think Araja is here at the moment, though. He should return soon. He's not often gone for a long time.
When would you be able to set off for this?
If it is close, I will set off for it this morning. I will be back as soon as time allows. If it is far, I might have to send someone that I can trust.
I can show you on the map.
Do you know where the old mill it was?
Oh,
I guess it's technically still there. Not much of it anymore, but...
Of course I know this location.
Then I'll let Nakara explain where it is from there, because I, as a player, don't know. Down the hill a little bit.
So we're getting the necklace then? Or did you want to go?
I feel like the ring would be the most useful to me personally, but I also...
I don't think the illusions will do much good.
I mean, I can make illusions myself. With the buck. Okay, I can do illusion. Oh, that's script. An unseen servant, which is probably more useful. I don't have much use for illusionary spells. I have more of a... What do you guys call it?
Evoker?
Cannon?
Asshole.
A cannon. Not made of glass, but made of iron.
I mean, it's still pretty glassy.
Thick American steel. Made in the heartland of Pittsburgh.
We gotta make things weird.
Honestly, I just very uncomfortable with most things.
So what
Okay.
Oh god. So loud.
Well, you started blowing. Sorry. Okay, so the ring now, and the necklace when you get back. I'm saying this for the shopkeeper.
Okay.
I will definitely get the necklace if you don't.
I mean, I'm not gonna take both items. That just seems selfish.
Well, we can only grab one for now.
I know, but when we come back, when he gets back.
I have put the ring in your inventory.
Thank you.
Once he agrees, I'm gonna get out the map and like show him exactly where it is.
Okay.
By the little stone circle.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm quite excited. Are you interested in purchasing any of the other items? They are for sale, and one will still be
I would
of your
suggest
choice.
I'll let my brother know.
traveling with utmost caution.
Of course, the roads there. The Svalich Road is dangerous. Not for everyone to travel, but we Vistani, we know the right route.
Oh my god, this ring just became useful for one purpose and one purpose only.
Betray.
Creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it.
Ah.
I will slip the ring onto my finger, turning invisible. Just,
Turning the ring invisible?
no, turning me invisible.
No, it doesn't do that.
And able to be
Oh, the
attacked
ring
by every
becomes
creature
invisible?
around.
The ring becomes invisible.
Oh, that's so much less exciting, but yeah, I'll have the ring go invisible. Okay. What do I get for reading?
For not reading.
For doing something.
Lane and Harkem, as you come out as they're wrapping up their shopping session for the most part, this Vistani writing something in a notebook. He seems to be drawing a sketch off of Nakari's map. As the two of you come over there, Lane, with your new tattoo, Lane doesn't have her plate armor on. She's looking even more buff than usual, though.
I like pick up a stone, see if I can crush it with bare hands.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, let's see. Oh, that was all bad.
You pick up a rock and you squeeze it real hard between your hands. You see a couple of pebbles start to break off of it, but it doesn't quite break in half.
Okay, I'm getting duped.
Well, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? Almost as embarrassing as you passing out.
Look, when the arcane energy comes in, it gets extraordinarily painful.
I mean, I handled it fine. Are you saying that you can't handle it as well as I can?
I think he was tired and must have put more force on.
Why are you talking so much?
Well, there was this thing that I tried. We got a discount on it because I did it, but I took a drop of potion, and turns out it was glue.
You drank glue.
A drop?
Yeah, just a drop, and yes.
What did I tell you about your pride?
It was,
The fortune is real.
It's the quietest 20 minutes, or quietest half an hour of my life.
Anyway, say magic items, where are they?
Oh, yes, we have one is held on accuracy of this treasure your friends have described to me the location of, as I have got here on the map. We're keeping this kind of
We
quiet.
miss treasure?
And he looks around at the other Vistani to see if any of them are looking. He says, oh, we're keeping this quiet so that we can secure it myself.
What treasure?
A large orb of gold, I have heard. Does such a thing not exist? And now he looks
Giving
over.
that to him? I thought we were going to keep that.
And do what with it?
I don't know.
How are we gonna move
It's a massive golden ball. What did you do with it?
does it really matter?
Oh, so it does exist. How wonderful. Then
couldn't
when
even
I
lift it up.
return with my treasure, you shall be rewarded as promised. Until then, I do have the other items if you are interested in purchasing them, and have purses that need to be a little lighter.
Sure, yeah, what you got?
I have the glue that your friend here was so kind to discover the properties of, and as such I am willing to part with it for only 200 gold pieces.
That's fair. Okay, what else?
This scroll here can be used to protect an individual from the undead for an amount of time. This and the amulet are 750 gold pieces each. The amulet can be used to protect you from individuals attempting to discover your location with magical means.
Ooh, that I would like that very much. So.
For 750 gold pieces, it can be yours, my fine feathered friend.
No, because that one's on research.
Are you trying to sell me a reserved item that she wanted?
Well, if it is on reserve, my apologies. Then one of the other items, you can have this amulet as soon as it is paid in full, and I have my treasure. I, however, do have this deck of illusions that you can summon out illusory creatures to distract or maybe amaze, whatever the need might be. Such a thing, of course, would be equal to the others in its 750 gold price.
Oh my god. I don't know. Does that sound fair to you guys? I don't know the currency of this land.
I'm not sure.
Seems okay. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, we'll take them.
What are you buying?
All of them.
Okay. That is 1,500 gold plus 1,700 gold.
Edith Harkem sitting in the corner of the tattoo tent. Fuck, how are we ever gonna afford this? I'm never gonna financially recover from this. And then he goes over, listen, we want everything.
We want it all. Just give it to me.
Blue
Okay.
deck and what's the other thing?
I'm putting them in your inventory. So
That's
they,
helpful.
yeah. Well, Scroll of Protection, the Sovereign Glue, and the Amulet of Proof against Detection.
Oh, am I paying for that too?
Oh no, not that one. Sorry, that's not. I was meant to do Deck of Illusions. My bad. Deck of Illusion. I do not have the picture on the Deck of Illusions for some reason.
Because it's only an illusion.
Ooh, good point.
And this scroll is specifically undead, it's not a roll one?
It is for undead, yes.
I will give the scroll to Lane. You seem to have magics or knowledge about this kind of stuff. Dealing with undead. Maybe you can use this with her.
Okay. I put it in Lane's inventory. There's a Scroll of Protection there. You can see what it does.
Does anybody specifically want this glue? I might be able to find a use for it.
Oh yeah, I'll have that in my inventory.
Well, I give the glue to Ra. Unbeknownst that
He's gotten a
plans to use
taste for it.
me. He's got a taste.
It's sterile. I like the taste.
We are gonna roll for the roll
Plus one is
a
plus 0.
yeah, roll a d6 for me, Ra, to find out the number of
Oh, okay.
doses.
Good.
That's a D8. That's no. I need a D6. And is it gonna roll both? Nope. Okay.
Hey.
4.
Good
Okay,
job.
there are 4. And I have put Sovereign Glue, and it has a 4 next to it so that you can see.
Where's the scroll? I don't see the scroll.
It should say Scroll of Protection in your inventory. Oh, I think I put it on your... I put it on the wrong character thing. Hold on. Because I put it on your character sheet attached to your token.
Is it not the same one?
No, it's not. It is if you put something on the character sheet from the page. Like, it'll transfer over, but if you put something on the one on your token, it's only on the character sheet when you open it from the token. But I did put it... I did put it in the right one that time. It should show up. I think.
Did not see it.
I see 2 of them in your inventory now.
I'm losing my mind. I don't know. I don't have.
It's near the bottom.
No. All I see is winter clothing, backpack, plate armor +1. All this.
It's right above block of incense in inventory.
Oh. Oh, never mind. I have it equipped selected. That's why. Okay, now I see it. I got it. I only see one though. I do only see one.
Ling, did you want to keep all these skull cases?
Ooh. Yes. Do I actually though? Do I even have that spell prepared anymore? No, I don't. You know, those things are super useful. If I have the spell prepared. We should keep them just in case. But I have enough for myself.
Do you want to buy like a maybe a saddlebag or something to put on one of the horses to keep them in?
Ooh, do they have like another one of those magic bags? No, he would have told us that, I assume.
I do not have any magical bags, I'm sorry.
Well, you should get one for the next group of people. They're very sought after.
Oh, 35 in the scar, 15 on me. So I have 15. I'm carrying around 15 of them. Well, that'd be alright. Man, I got a lot of ivory too. Yeah, that'd be fine.
I think if we have the money, we should get like a saddlebag for the ones in the scarf, so we can use it for other stuff too.
Where do we get those? You have saddlebags?
No, but, the blacksmith and, the tanner, either one of them might have saddlebag. I'm sure, for your horses.
Hopefully these horses last a bit longer then. Well, let's go get some bags. Carry your stupid ivory cases.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
and,
good for getting information.
and I will be setting off as well. And I should possibly be able to see you in only a couple days.
You better not sell that necklace or tell anyone to sell that necklace.
This necklace is... He takes it off the shelf out that sets outside the window and puts it into a pouch on his hip, and he says, "This necklace is going to be held onto as if it were my own necklace. No one else will have it until I return with my treasure, and it is yours, as agreed upon by us both."
Do you know anyone who would be interested in a spider egg? Like a giant spider egg?
Giant spider egg.
With the scarf, get it out.
That is horrifying. There are spiders in that. I assure you, a Raja would be more than thrilled to have such a thing. And perhaps he should be back, maybe even before I.
Does he have another necklace like that?
I don't think a Raja typically trades in such items. He tends to travel out in search of gemstones, and often trades with those, searching out individuals who might be hunting down monsters.
Oh, we have gems.
Oh,
guess
perhaps he
have
has
some of that.
coin to trade.
Alright, yes. The quicker you leave, the quicker you return.
He continues getting his cart set up for travel, gathering a horse to hitch up his wagon and start to head off on his journey. What are all of you doing? Heading off to get a saddlebag?
Yeah. Or a couple. At least two.
They sell the saddlebags at a price of 1 gold piece per.
Oh my god, a gold each?
Yes.
Jeez, yeah. We'll take
But
4.
they
We'll
seem
take 6.
They seem pretty good quality. You could attach 2 to each saddle. So however you want to set them up is up to you guys. But you get 6 saddlebags. Gonna also, before I forget it, roll for the deck of illusions to see how many cards might be missing.
Oh, I was hoping it wasn't the one missing.
Roll a d20 minus. I'm gonna say a d10 minus 1. I'm gonna say a d10 minus 1. Okay, so there are no
Not
cards.
you.
What I know, but just
What?
what are you talking about?
But no cards missing, right?
There are no cards missing.
Hell yeah.
I think he read your 1d6 roll and thought that you rolled.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, sweet. A zero.
0 cards missing out of the deck. It has the full 34.
I'm gonna put that in your site.
Well, I have the table, and whenever it is used, when it uses a card, it'll count. It'll
Oh.
take the card out of the deck.
Okay,
so
perfect.
we won't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you finish your shopping, getting your saddlebags set up on your saddles, and ready for what might lie beyond north of the Sarah Pool, that is where we are going to end tonight's session.